Okay, again, it's just terrifying. Welcome back, guys, to Doki Doki Literature Club Plus. Wait, hold up. Okay, yeah, the intros just feel so much better with this song. I don't know why. Guys, welcome back to this terrifying background on Doki Doki Literature Club Plus. I know it's taken me like a day or two to play another episode of this. I played so much of the game that like I just needed a small little break, okay? But don't worry. You're getting 2 Natsuki stories today, okay? I reacted to the first one already, but don't worry, it's gonna be the video. It's gonna be like you're just gonna see it. And then we're gonna react to yet another one, all right? So, roll it. I just wanna say though, real quick though, obviously at the time when I recorded that, I didn't know that there was more side stories. So, excuse me, I'm not dumb. Okay, a little bit. I wanna remind you guys real quick, if you didn't see me talk about all of the secrets about this game, I did it in a previous video. Check that video out before watching this, because I'll probably spoil it. So go watch it or play the game, then come back. It's been several weeks since the club has officially started. Through the initial setbacks, the 3 club members so far, Monika, Sayuri, and Yuri, have increased their collective bond within the club. Sayuri has partaken in some of Yuri's high school fantasy literature, and all of them, led by Sayuri, have taken an interest in poetry. On a day like any other, the 3 find themselves suddenly interrupted by the club room door opening. And in walks a girl none of them have seen before. Hi! Natsuki! Guys, we had to save the best for last. And this is the new song. So if I left now, would we see it? I want to finish the side story, but I really want to know the secrets. Okay, so we got strawberry peppermint. I just had to check on it. Sayuri tugs excitedly at Monika's sleeve. Yuri shifts in her seat and buries her eyes in her book. Are you here for the literature club? Yeah. Yay, that's great! Thanks for stopping by. It's kind of a small club still, so it's really exciting to see some new faces. Yeah, come and sit down somewhere so you can sit next to my desk. Sayuri presses over to her desk and presses her palms into it. Oh, and Yuri can make you some tea. Yuri looks up at Sayuri and protests for having drawn attention to her. Natsuki silently glances between everyone, then sits down next to Sayuri. Monika follows by sitting nearby. The sudden gathering prompts Yuri to stand up, deciding that standing in the corner and making tea doesn't sound so bad after all. Okay, then how about we all introduce ourselves? Okay, well, I'm Monika. I'm the one who started the club, and I was originally in the debate club, but I really wanted to do something I felt more passionate about, if that makes sense. So I started the literature club as a way for people to express themselves through writing or reading, or whatever other kind of literature. You know, I figured it was your club. You have that vibe. I have what vibe? Oh, you know, like, never mind. I'm not gonna judge people I just met like that. Very adult-like of you. I always judge people so hard. Oh no, you don't, Sayuri. Yes, she does. Yuri's deadpan voice carries across the room. Natsuki giggles. I'm Sayuri. I just like learning about everyone and making friends. Oh, and I also like poetry. Oh yeah? Very adult-like of you. I'm an adult. The sound of Yuri's electric kettle steaming up fills the room. Oh, and that's Yuri. Sayuri lowers her voice. She's kind of shy, but she's really nice and super smart. She likes big fancy books and tea, and I love her. Well, I guess that leaves me then. I'm Natsuki. I like listening to music and hanging out downtown and stuff. And my favorite ice cream flavor is strawberry. And we know why she likes hanging out downtown too. Oh, let's get ice cream. My favorite flavor is probably cookie dough or maybe chocolate. It's cookie dough. And Monika's probably vanilla. I would say cookie dough is probably my second favorite ice cream. Then my first would probably be like Oreo. What the heck? I take too many online quizzes. The ice cream ones are always accurate. What's Yuri's favorite? If I were to guess, Yuri's favorite's probably like freaking some purple ice cream. Probably green tea. I'm just joking. I have no idea for Yuri. Still, it's pretty chill here. Oh, chill. Do you just like to hang out or do you actually do club stuff? Well, we do club stuff too. It just hasn't been very structured yet since we only have like 3 members, so we kind of just loosely spend our time doing stuff we like. But I keep thinking it's about time we start with like some more structured club activities. It's been a while by now since I've started the club, so yeah. Well, with that being said, what kind of literature are you into, Natsuki? Anything you'd like the club to get into? Say it. Well, I guess I'm literature. Well, I like manga. Manga? She's all sweating. Oh no, we accidentally attracted a weeb. Hey, why'd you say it like that? I want to read manga in the club. Wait, hold on a second. That sounds so great. Like, after all, I've been doing all this, Yuri returns to the desk with a tray of teacups, which she sets down on an empty desk. After all the deep and immersive reading I've been doing, I wouldn't mind doing something a little more simple. Manga isn't simple. If you think that, you just don't understand the nuance. I guess I didn't mean simple stuff like that. Well, anyway, putting manga aside, is there any other kind of literature that you're interested in? Well, not really. In that case, have you considered the anime club? Are you serious? I'm not gonna join the anime club. It's full of weird guys. Come on, is it that big of a deal? Manga is literature, right? I mean, I guess if you consider the literal definition of literature, then technically, I get it. Look, I'll do whatever club activities you want. Can I please just join? I won't bother anyone. If I could just keep my manga here and hang out after school, I'll do literally whatever you want me to do. That's fine, right? So yeah, she probably actually just wanted to escape, right? You know, which makes this a lot more sadder, but she just wants a place to store her manga. Yeah, I guess there's nothing wrong with that. Oh my god, thank you. You're the best. I have most of it crammed into my locker, so I'm gonna start getting it, okay? Natsuki stands up. Need some help? Nah, I got it. I don't want you to see my locker. If you say so, but there's no way it's worse than mine. I hope we never find out then. Natsuki exits the club room, leaving everyone in silence save for the sound of Yuri sipping her tea. Yuri violently sipping her tea? I'm such a pushover. It's not that bad. Natsuki seems like a lot of fun. Maybe, but I mean, has like no actual interest in literature, you know? And that's normally fine, but she said she would participate in club activities. It's some kind of obligation. Her tea's going to get cold. Yeah. Wait, that's not related. Well, I think everyone deserves a chance, especially if we can bring her happiness. Besides, maybe she'll take a liking to literature. Are you sure you don't want her to read her manga, Sayuri? Hey, who do you think I am? Sorry, I didn't mean that. I just feel really uneasy about this. Do you have any opinion, Yuri? Not particularly. She said she wasn't going to bother anyone. That includes me, so does that mean I bother you? No, you're a pleasure to be around. I was just fishing for a compliment. I know. But still, I really think we should give her a chance. Yeah, alright. But I really am going to start enforcing club activities. I'm willing to cooperate. Suddenly, the three of them hear a thump against the door. What was that? Sayuri stands up and walks over to the door, then opens it. Thank you. Carrying the 3 boxes of what is presumably manga, Natsuki grunts and wobbles inside, before slowly bending over and dropping the stack into the floor as gently as she can. That's quite a collection. Yeah, what does she got? What kind of series she got? Sayuri giggles in excitement while catching her breath. Natsuki replies, "There's still one more box. I can put them away myself. I know how to organize them." Monica anxiously glances between Sayuri and Yuri. Is this really okay for the club? Maybe it's what she really needs to kick the club into gear before everyone gets too complacent. I mean, at this point, you would... if you're having trouble getting members, you should probably take anyone that really wants to join. It seems like things are finally going to start getting more serious. Man, Natsuki's so freaking the mangas. After the next club meeting, Monica is the first to arrive, but ever since Natsuki joined, she feels a lot less relaxed. Why am I so nervous? Monica paces, trying to figure out her feelings. Natsuki said she wasn't going to bother anyone, so why does it feel like the atmosphere has changed so much? While Monica thinks, the club door opens, revealing Natsuki carrying a box. What's in the box? Monica forces a smile as Natsuki makes her way to the closet. She forces one in return. Need help? No, I got it. Monica awkwardly tries to start some kind of conversation but fails. Curious, she peeks into the closet where Natsuki is stashing all of her manga. Once dull with school supplies, the shelves are now vibrant with bright colors and cute-looking artwork. You know, the top shelf is pretty empty. Maybe we could keep it up there. I can't reach up there. That would be so inconvenient. Yeah, but the teachers are gonna ask what all this manga is doing in here, and I have to tell them it's for the literature club. So? Monica backs off and slumps onto the desk. With this kind of attention, it feels like the relaxed atmosphere accumulated over the past few weeks is being sucked right out of the room. Good afternoon. Good afternoon. Sayuri spins into the club room. Oh, I see someone's in a good mood. Yeah, because I have this. She brandishes a cookie wrapped in plastic. I found some money and got a cookie. Oh, that's so pretty. As Sayuri trots over to the closet, the colorful shelves catch her eye. Which one do I start with? Well, you can start by giving a bite of that cookie. Giving me a bite of the cookie? No way! I saved up all my luck to find that money. If you want entry into my kingdom, you need to pay the tax, peasant. Oh god, I love her. Boo. Defeated, Sayuri unwraps her cookie and breaks off a piece for Natsuki. Then Yuri silently walks up into the club room. Monica glances at her with pleading eyes. Yuri returns a quick nod of understanding. Please get this under control, there's weeps in here. Well, everyone's here now. Despite the club only having one person more than before, it somehow feels twice as lively. Okay, so I think today we should go over some potential club activities to see which one we want to do first. We have 4 members now, so it would be great if we found some stuff to do as a group. Does that sound good to everyone? I agree. Okay, so I have some ideas of my own, but I want to hear your ideas too. Well, I've been having a lot of fun learning about everyone else's interests. Maybe we can give each person a day to share their favorite kind of literature with everyone else. Well, maybe. Something tells me that Monika glances at Yuri and Natsuki. Both appear very unwilling to even consider each other's interests. I know, they're like oil and water. Maybe we could try to come up with something that everyone else can enjoy equally. You know, like we can all vote on a book to read or something like that. I think we should all collectively try to expand our interests rather than just stick to the things we're familiar with. Why does it feel like I'm being targeted here? Natsuki, didn't you say that you would go along with whatever the club wanted to do? Well, yeah, but that doesn't make it okay for you to ignore everyone else's preferences. I like Sayori's suggestion. Yeah, me too. Yeah, but, well, there's books based off of mangas. Anime books. It exists. Today, class, we're going to read the backstory of Itachi from Naruto. I ain't playing around. That really exists, by the way. Really sad. Although she let Natsuki join the club, Monika finds it incredibly difficult to relent to her demands. If Natsuki doesn't respect the club, why would Monika have to yield to Natsuki's opinion on anything? Natsuki, are you sure that you don't have any other literature interests you could share with the club? I swear, I don't mind if you keep your manga in here, but Natsuki cuts Monika off by suddenly standing up. Well, it's obvious that I'm not wanted here, so I'm just gonna leave. But I really would have appreciated you being more upfront about it. Okay, I think you're kind of jumping to conclusions here, but you're free to do whatever you want. Natsuki shoots Monika a quick glance before walking straight out of the room. Oh no. Sayori runs after her, leaving just Monika and Yuri. For the second time today, Monika slumps down into a desk. Why am I such a jerk? No, she's a jerk. She's just making me feel this way. Monika looks up at Yuri, seeking affirmation. Yuri looks away. She probably just went around looking for the smallest club she could find so she doesn't have to participate. How does she expect me to give her respect when she has no respect for the club? Am I wrong, Yuri? I'm not good at these things. Monika sighs. Me neither. I just have no idea what to do. I don't want to hurt anyone, but I feel like it's not wrong to enforce the club vision. You know, like, people should join because they want to express their passion for literature, or at least develop it. So maybe she's not a good fit for the club after all. Monika sits in silence, afraid to accept her tentative conclusion. Yuri looks tense, but she doesn't seem to want to add anything. You can. Sorry. You can go back to reading. I know this doesn't concern you. It does. How? Well, I just can't comfortably sit and read in an atmosphere where this piece has been I can't read. I can't sit comfortably in this atmosphere where the piece has been disturbed. Oh, well great, I'm just ruining the whole club then. That's not an accurate conclusion to make. I know, I'm sorry. I'm just kind of voicing my frustration and I guess guilt. It's like my frustration wants to blame her, but my guilt wants to blame me. Why is it the hardest to be rational during the times you need it the most? I don't think you're being irrational. I think Natsuki is. She has no authority to walk in here and make demands on the club, your club. Okay, Yuri, you're being very biased right now. I'm like a Twitter stan defending my queen. I don't care if she's in the wrong. She's right. You listen here, Yuri. You listen here. Something as ridiculous as manga has no place here. The fact that you're even storing it for her should make her completely indebted to you. I mean, yeah, I think she is being a little unfair. Like, it is a club, right? On the real though? Well, you're right, but I don't know. Isn't it kind of harsh to say things like it's ridiculous and it has no place here? Do you not feel the same way? You've been doing everything you can to avoid associating the club with it, so I assume you felt the same way about it. That's not true. Well, recalling her confrontations with Natsuki, I realized a realization starts to set in. You may be right. I mean, if it was anything besides manga, would I really be acting like this? Maybe I've just been convincing myself that it has nothing to do with the manga. I'm really upset that I would let myself do that. With a sigh, Monika walks over to the closet. She finds herself staring at the colorful shelves. It's just, this really wasn't what I had in mind about literature. There shouldn't be anything wrong with that. Monika starts defending her position once again. Yes, she's finally starting to realize that manga is literature. It's a complicated issue that Monika has failed to consider before now. Where's the line even drawn at what's considered literature? Lost in thought, she reaches into one of the larger box sets and pulls out a volume, inspecting it for no particular reason. The cover features 4 girls striking cute and exaggerated poses, all dressed in short skirts. Yeah, I mean, amused by the absurdity of the cover, Monika opens the book. Dang, Monika she's gonna become a weeb, okay? Okay. No matter what anyone would want to say, manga is very, you might not like the story, but I mean, there's no doubt that like manga takes a lot of talent, a ton of talent, and a ton of hard work to produce. I mean, not just to be a manga, you have to have an interesting story. At least you have to be able to appeal to a lot of people. Plus, the art style, you know, usually manga's art styles are typically like really amazing. So it's different than a book, obviously, but that's why there's light novels and things like that. But I mean, I remember being in school and finally when they let manga inside of the libraries, I was like so excited for that. I mean, say what you want, but it does get people into reading that wouldn't normally read, you know. Although it was really funny because there was some really questionable there were some really questionable like mangas, you know. Some of them get a little on the PG side, if you know what I mean. And like and like, you know, I'd be in class and I'd be turning the page and be like, oh my god. Okay, so now I'm starting to understand why this is called respect. All right, part 2, guys. This sucks. Why is Monica such a jerk? She should be grateful that I even joined her stupid club. It's not like she could find any members. That's what I said. That's what I said. You're right, Natsuki. Monica's usually really nice. She cares so much about everyone in the club being happy. Yeah, right. Well, she usually does. Maybe when she's not busy being so judgmental. So what if I'm into manga? Why can't just one person accept that instead of being so condescending about it? I accept it. I think it's cute. Oh, come on. That's condescending too. I'm sorry. I didn't mean it like that. I just want to support you. Natsuki sighs. I know. Thanks. It just really sucks. Do you want me to talk to Monica? I don't know. It's not like it's gonna change her opinion of me. Like, even if you were to convince her to back off, that would suddenly make me feel like I'm actually welcome in the club. I should just find another club. Wait, you don't have to do that. We can figure this out, please. I mean, I'm the vice president, or at least I think I am. She's the assistant to the vice president. A little office reference there. And I don't want you to leave. Everyone deserves to feel welcome and to be happy, so I want to make that happen for you. I was wondering, what was the reason that you decided to join the literature club? Well, Natsuki hesitates. It's kind of dumb. Don't say that. There's no such thing as a dumb reason why everyone is welcome. I wasn't welcome. You were to me, so just don't tell anyone, okay? Especially Monica. I promise. She sighs. I'm just tired of everyone judging me all the time. I can't enjoy any of the stuff that I'm into without people making snotty comments about it. Not that I care about what anyone else thinks, but you know, the signs of the literature club said that you can be yourself or whatever. So I decided it was at least worth a shot. I mean, that's freaking true. Good freaking point. Good point, Natsuki. I mean, it's true. I just want to say that is a very, very good point. But that was a lie, apparently. Natsuki dejectedly kicks the toe of her shoe against the wall. Oh, and I like writing too. Really? How come you didn't say that to Monica? Because she was being so judgmental that I didn't just want to tell her something she wanted to hear. She didn't deserve that kind of satisfaction. And if she knew I was into writing, then she would be like everyone else and try to push me away from the manga in favor of the more mature thing. The two of them remain silent for a while. Sayori understands that it's out of the question for Natsuki to return to the club room for today at least. But Natsuki has a reason for wanting to join the club just like everyone else. It's part of the club vision for her to be welcome. You deserve to express yourself as much as everyone else does. That's supposed to be what the club is for. So, I'm gonna do everything I can to fix this. I promise. I mean, every freaking episode, just Sayori be more wholesome and more just like, such a good person, you know? It's lunchtime the next day. The cafeteria and the hallways are bustling with students rushing to meet with their friends and make the most out of their limited break time. Oh, sorry guys, I might be a little I'm blocking this a little bit. Where could she be? Among them is Monica, who always eats lunch in her classroom, but she has some additional business today. Fearing Natsuki would avoid coming to the club, Monica decided to try to find her during lunch so she could make amends. After searching for an extensive time, Monica finally spots her. Despite her short stature, Natsuki's bright hair helps her stand out from the crowd. Oh gosh. Suddenly feeling awkward, Monica is afraid to get closer. Natsuki is with some friends whom Monica doesn't recognize, and they're all energetically chatting together. It would be really tactless to just interrupt them. Oh, what the heck? Friend 1? Who is this? This is the first time we've ever seen another character in the game. Oh yeah, did you end up joining the literature club or what? Of course I joined, why wouldn't I? Ha, I told you she would join. Okay, we got another person here. Is it just me or they have like, just different shapes? Actually, if anything, this kind of looks like the original like sketches maybe? Come on, you know she only joined because you wouldn't stop giving her crap about the anime club. I told you I never even wanted to join that stupid club. Oh, sure. Well, you have to give her some credit for at least making an effort to finally grow past that trash. I have this theory, and I don't know if you call it a theory, but I feel like even your best friends, like they are usually the ones that will say like the meanest things to you and things that like really get to you. Even though like they're your friends and they might not mean it, but I feel like we all have these like, you know, friends that just say like mean things without really thinking about it. Shut up, let me do my thing. Oh, I forgot to read this part. Well, congrats on finally graduating middle school. Natsuki, we're proud of you. I'm just joking. You know we love you. Yeah, once the literature club makes you famous writer, we'll be the first ones to buy your book. What, you're gonna buy her smutty fanfiction? So what if she wants to write that, okay? Let her. I'm gonna freaking punch you. I'm gonna punch you. Well, obviously, I want a signed copy. That was like years ago. You don't think I've grown out of it by now? So she really did, okay. Hey, when I was younger, I did some odd things. You know, I'm not saying that's odd. Maybe that's your thing. Obviously, people freaking make complete, like, stories out of this stuff, you know? Hey, whatever makes you happy, right? And you ain't hurting nobody. I told you I was joking. Besides, it's a good reminder of how far you come since then. Not to mention, you couldn't have done it without us. That gives us a pass to joke about it. Yeah, sure. They grow up so fast, it brings me a tear to my eye. A tear to my eye. Natsuki suddenly glances in Monika's direction, prompting Monika to quickly turn away and distance herself. She gave her that tsundere stare. What the heck? That was horrible. I should have said something to defend her. Why should I have to be so conflict avoidant? This is reality though. This is how like a lot of friends will like, you know, they treat you. Not that I deserve to say anything. I'm hardly better than them after the way I treated her. I'm so awful. I'm not doing anything right. Don't say that, Monika. You good. After school ends, Monika distractedly makes her way to the clubroom. She finds Yuri already inside, eyes on a book as usual. Monika picks a desk and slumps into it, something she seems to be doing rather often lately. Yuri, I don't think I can be the club president. I suck at handling anything that doesn't go like exactly my way. She looks up from her book. It's like the literature club is a place where you get to express yourself, unless it's in a way that I don't like. I'm so mad at myself. And especially, I'm mad that I didn't have the self-reflection skills to realize what I was doing. So much for maturity. Sorry, I really shouldn't be complaining out loud like this. There's just a lot on my mind. No. I enjoy listening. Really? Why? Yuri shrugs. I don't know. It just makes me feel nice. Wait. Is that what she said? Yeah, okay. Oh well, I guess I'll just continue then. Yuri nods. Yeah. Natsuki has kind of a blunt attitude, you know? It made me feel like she wasn't taking the club seriously. I couldn't even figure out why she wanted to join. This game has too much pink in it. It's sucking my testosterone out. That's a joke, by the way. I saw her friends talking to her in the hallway during lunch. They were just being mean to her, telling her to grow up and stuff like that, that the literature club would help her grow out of the manga. Anyone that actually thinks like this is really stupid. Like, anime and even cartoons can be for adults. Like, it's the dumbest thing. I mean, adults create them. Like, right? That's so dumb. I'm sure they find appreciation in their own creation anyway. Like, you know, just as an example. It just made me so mad. Like, just let her enjoy it. It makes her happy. Why are you trying to take that away from her? And when I had that thought, it was when I came to the realization that I was kind of doing the same thing, just in a roundabout way. I should have made her feel good about being passionate about something, but I just dismissed it. No, I was actually trying to avoid acknowledging it at all. I even did that with you, Yuri, when you first joined the club. You did? Yeah, I remember fantasy isn't really my thing, so I was kind of trying to dismiss it. But then Sayuri jumped in and took over the conversation. She did do that. I didn't even make that realization. But yeah, she totally did that. I should have reflected on that, but I didn't because I just let Sayuri handle it instead. And now I'm repeating the same mistake, except I really hurt someone this time. Monika shakes her head. I'm so tired of being afraid of things I'm not comfortable with. It's just so stupid. And I just want to know how weird the anime club people were. Actually, I totally get that. I've told this story many times, but like when I joined the anime club in my high school, me being really into manga and anime, I was weirded out by some of the people in there, you know? And I know you're probably thinking, oh, I was just being judgmental. Literally? I kid you not. The class, everyone was so obnoxious and loud and just plain annoying that I couldn't even like appreciate it. So if anything, they were pushing people away. I wasn't coming in there judging people. It's just hard not to judge people when they're screaming like freaking baboons constantly. At that point, it was just kind of cringy to me because like, just because you're passionate about something doesn't mean you have to just be like rude and disrespectful. So I was like, you know what? I'm just gonna go home and watch some freaking Naruto. Back then I was really into Naruto. Like, I can just picture how much joy it would bring Natsuki if I let her share her passion a little. I'm so angry that her friends were treating her like that. I'm going to get them back for it. Get them back? Yeah. I'll get them back by making sure that this is the literature club that Natsuki wants, not the one they want. Suddenly, Sayuri bursts through the door, making Monika and Yuri jump. With a rare stern face, she marches over to Monika's desk and sits down next to her. I'm having an intervention. I can do that because I'm vice president. Is this about Natsuki? Yes. Yes, I know. I messed up. I'm super sorry. I was just talking to Yuri about it. Really? I was so dismissive of her passion that she felt threatened and probably just unwelcome. Literally the opposite of what the literature club is supposed to be. I really need to make it up to her. Oh, yay, I did it! She's taking credit. Thanks for the intervention, Sayuri. I'm glad we're on the same page. Friendship wins again. So how do you want to make it up to her? I have a plan. Sayuri, do you know if Natsuki's coming to the club meeting today? I don't think she is. I see. Monika was afraid of that, not because of her plan, because she's facing the consequences of the damage that she's inadvertently caused. But the only way to do the right thing is to face it head on. It's so easy just to duck away from conflict and wait for it to blow over, but that's not enough. To truly respect someone's feelings after you've hurt them is to face them and admit your wrongdoing. Not the wrongdoing of mismanaging the club, but the wrongdoing of disrespecting Natsuki's feelings. Okay, do you think you can get her to come to the meeting tomorrow? I can do that. Okay, awesome. Yuri, you don't have to worry about anything, but thank you for being my friend. You're a good listener. Fidgeting with her hair, Yuri turns away to hide a smile. Well, I guess for today, it's going to be a pretty quiet club meeting. I'm going to step out for a bit if that's okay. Yeah, I'm just gonna read with Yuri. Is this one of Natsuki's books? How come it's out here? Yuri picks up a manga that was resting on the adjacent desk. Oh, that, Natsuki probably just left it out by accident. But I thought she hasn't been in the club. Actually, Monika's been. Okay, Yuri! I'm sure it was just someone else who was using the classroom, then okay? Monika smiles at them both. Then, with a wave, she exits the club room. Why? Have you not learned your lesson? Read the manga and embrace it! Look at it! Look at it! I really shouldn't have left that out. If Sayuri catches on, she'll definitely tell Natsuki, and then, okay, so that's why she wants to do it. That makes sense. Now, I wonder if there's a keyboard I can borrow from the music room. A keyboard? Oh, she's trying to play. What is she doing? What the heck? The time for the next club meeting has already arrived. Monika and Yuri are the first to arrive. Do you think Sayuri's going to be able to bring Natsuki? Yes. How do you know? Well, she's Sayuri. You know, you're right. Monika sits and stands up to pace around and sits again. Yuri's eyes don't move from her book. Then the door finally opens. Sayuri marches inside. Behind her, Natsuki shuffles inside, nervously looking around the room. We're here. Welcome back. Monika, the club president, stands up and greets them with a smile. Sayuri picks a desk and then takes a seat. Natsuki sits closely next to her. Looking back and forth between the club members, Monika is struck with the nostalgic feeling. She would stand in front of the club room just like this, struggling to picture just who may eventually be sitting before her. But imagination was never enough to predict just how unique and diverse each member would be. Each with her own struggles, her own reasons for seeking the vision that Monika had, admittedly, so vaguely advertised. Seeking trust, understanding, respect. What new lessons will the future hold for the Literature Club? Realizing she's getting ahead of herself, Monika takes a deep breath and returns to the present. Okay everyone, the Literature Club is starting. We have an activity planned for today. Monika turns around to face the chalkboard. On it she writes manga in big letters. Today we're going to learn from an expert about a unique form of literature, manga. Oh come on, isn't this kind of forced? I know you don't actually want to do this, so Monika shakes her head. Natsuki, this is the hardest part. After making it this far, it'd be so easy just to smile and move on. But that's not enough, not this time. I'm sorry. It was wrong of me to not take you seriously when you were kind enough to show interest in my club. I thought about it, and I realized how biased I was against manga. It caused me to disrespect you, and I'm sorry. But I think you deserve to be able to share your passion with us. So can I make it up to you? Well, thanks, but I know you're only doing this because Sayuri told you to. Wait, that's not true. Monika planned this all by herself. I didn't even get a chance to talk to her. I was a witness to that as well. This is the Literature Club. The Literature Club is a place where everyone gets to be themselves. We all have our own interests and our differences. It's my vision to let us freely express that, and it's my goal to respect everyone for them. So I just want to learn about the things that makes you happy. I think you deserve to share that joy as much as everyone else does. Is that okay? Natsuki looks away and hesitates. But It's really dumb, the stuff I'm into. Monica smiles. She kneels in front of Natsuki's desk, staring at her straight in the eye. She doing the teacher stance? When you go to school to be a teacher, do they teach you the stance? I'm just curious. If you like it, then it's not dumb. Oh, except for me. Sayuri, you're not dumb either. What the heck? You guys are so weird. Fine, I'll show you some of my manga. Only because you admitted that it's a literature after all. Natsuki stands up. She pulls out like the most raunchiest one she could find. That'd be hilarious, actually. Oh yeah, I didn't say this before, but I'm actually into writing too. I'm kind of a pro. But I didn't want you to just like me for that. Wow, really? I really did have you all wrong, Natsuki. Yeah, whatever. Today's not about that, right? It's about manga, so I hope you're ready. A week has passed since Natsuki returned to the literature club. Since then, the club activities have been in full swing. Each club member had received a day in the spotlight to share all of their favorite kinds of literature with each other. As another meeting draws to a close, Monica approaches Natsuki on the way out. Natsuki, are you in a hurry home or something? No, not particularly. Why? Oh, there was just something that I wanted to show you if you had a few minutes. Sure, what is it? It's not in here, so can you follow me to the music room? The music room? Why? Well, you'll see. Oh man, it's about to get real wholesome. What the heck? Well, this is new. I don't think we've ever seen this, have we? Now that's a detailed background. You know, I wasn't thinking back when the club was just me and Sayuri. We would talk about how we envisioned the club to turn out. We cared a lot about it being a place where people would express themselves. And she said something strange to me. She said that I was trying to make the club what I needed in myself more than anyone else, or anyone. But I think it wasn't until you joined that I fully understood that. Because you really taught me a lot about myself, like things that I was probably always too stubborn to admit. Oh come on, you can't mean that. I didn't even do anything. I just brought a bunch of manga and then I got fussy when I didn't have my way. It was really stupid of me to make such a big deal out of it. No, I honestly needed it. If you didn't express that you were hurt, I would have never realized that I did something wrong. Besides, your feelings are valid. They deserve to be heard and respected. It's just really hard to feel that way sometimes. You know, I really shouldn't care about what other people think in the first place. But when you're just being criticized by everyone around you for being a certain way, it can get really hard to just brush it off. And it makes me start to feel like I'm the problem. Like I'm not doing enough to please everyone else. Am I being too entitled if I just want people to like me without having to hide a bunch of stuff about myself? I don't think I am. I just wish that sometimes people would try to appreciate me for who I actually am. As Monica listens, she recalls vividly how Natsuki's friends were treating her and how naturally they did so. How long have you been fighting against that, refusing to change for others? I could only wish I was as strong as you are, Natsuki. You're so honest with yourself. I'm always trying to come off as a perfect for every other people. Anytime there's a hint of contention, I just crumble. But it's thanks to you that I really started thinking about this stuff. You really inspired me to start working on it. But like I said, I didn't even do anything. You were just being yourself. That's all you need to do. Also, there's something else. Monica takes a breath. The thing is, I might have read a little bit of your manga. But why didn't you tell me? I'm sorry, I think I just felt kind of embarrassed to admit it after I gave you such a hard time about it. I can't believe you of all people were reading manga behind my back. That is so funny. Yeah, well, I just flipped through one of them out of curiosity, but I ended up reading a whole bunch of it. But I mean, one of the characters was in a literature club. What are the chances of that, right? You were reading Parfait Girls? I forgot the name of it. Okay, it's all coming back now. Wow, you have good taste. Not just one volume. And I kind of just picked it out randomly. Well, you have good intuition then. You have to tell me all your favorite parts. Well, I think it was kind of a weird fate, because the character isn't just a literature club, she also plays piano. It's just weird because I've always wanted to learn piano. Oh, she got herself freaking caught up in the manga. Now she's all relating. She was like the perfect person that I always wish I was, if I just did what I wanted instead of always second guessing myself. Monica walks over to the piano and sits down. Oh my god. Bruh. It's too much, man. I always felt like I should only share the absolute best parts of myself, the parts that will impress people or make them like me more. But after you joined the club, I realized how self-destructive that mentality is. We share things because we want to express ourselves. Sharing experiences allows us to share emotions. And I just felt like I wanted to show you this, because if it wasn't for you, I never would have started playing. You know what also is funny and really ironic about this whole thing as well? A lot of people would look at this game Doki Doki Literature Club, you know, and just think, oh, that looks girly. Oh, that looks like weebish. I can't believe you would read something like that. I'm sure that a lot of people are put off by the, you know, the style, and it's okay to not be into it, you know, to be fair, but at the same time, you know, there's all kinds of Dharma man lessons up in these. I say that ironically, but there's a lot of really good like lessons in these, and I bet you a lot of parents, especially, probably wouldn't even have thought that manga, anime, visual novels can actually have really, really good lessons. I mean, they really do, a lot of them. Sure, a lot of them are meaningless, and you know, there might not be a meaning in a lot of shows, but there's a lot of good meaning in manga. And just, you know, all of these forms of, you know, literature. Anyway, I just felt like I wanted to show you this because if it wasn't for you, I never would have started playing. Hey, I think the credit for that one goes to Parfait Girl, it's not me. No, well, maybe it's true that Parfait Girl put the thought in my head, but it was still you who inspired me to keep practicing every day. Every day? Because you know, you just make me feel like if I wanted to do something, I should just do it. I mean, I still haven't been practicing for very long, and I'm really not good at it yet, like at all, but I wrote a song for the club, and I worked really hard on it. It doesn't have any words or anything, but well, yeah. Oh, there we go. It's too wholesome for my heart. These side stories they're really good. I really like them. I wonder if there's actually words to this. Oh, I like that ending. I like that ending. That's all. That was so good. It was? Yeah, are you kidding? You're like already a pro. Not even close. Does the song have a name? You said it was about the club, so yeah. It's called My Song, Your Note. Everyone brings something so unique to the club. It's completely different from how I first imagined it, I think. But I was like such a selfish perfectionist. It shouldn't be about me, it should be about everyone. And it's all of you who helped shape the club into what it is. I would never change that. Well, I think that's really thoughtful and kind of flattering. I kind of feel like I don't deserve this much validation. I wasn't exactly very patient either when I first joined the club. It makes me feel like I should have probably apologized too. I think I was already really fed up with a lot of things, and I got frustrated after not getting my way into the club. So yeah, I really didn't mean to take it out on you. I was being really immature. If you get my stubborn butt to apologize, I guess you're doing something right. It's fine, I passed it too. I think we're already even. But it's really sweet that you were thinking about it. It takes a lot of maturity to reflect on that kind of thing. It does. You know people that just like go about their day and like no matter what they say or do, they just like don't ever, you know, I don't know if they ever think about it, but they never say sorry and they never apologize. Like those people suck. Like it's not that hard to say sorry. Sometimes it is, but you know, it doesn't hurt. Well, I wonder who I got it from. Oh, never mind. Well, anyway, we're even as long as you let me keep my manga in the club room. You did admit that it's a form of literature. You totally can't take that back now. You got me. The closet's all yours. I'll tell you what, I'll bring in a little something for the club tomorrow. I want to do something nice in return. What kind of little something? Oh, you'll see. But I don't think you'll be disappointed. Is that when the main game happens? That's cool. The next club meeting ends and the next club meeting ends up being a particularly tasty one. All right. Is there any more side stories? Is that it? Someone mentioned that there was a 7th one, but I wonder if that's true. Oh, wasn't that lovely? The next one is called Balance. This one's with Natsuki and Sayori. There's a lot of Natsuki going on around here. All right, well, I'm interested to see what they're gonna say to each other. Natsuki! While Natsuki is messing with the orientation of her manga in the closet shelves, Sayori approaches from behind and pulls her into an embrace. Yes, the hug energy. I just love Sayori. I love Sayori now. I do. I really do. What? Hi. The literature club has been in full swing since Natsuki joined. Including her, the club is now comprised of 4 members: Sayori, Natsuki, Yuri, and Monica. Each club member had received a day in the spotlight to share all of their favorite kinds of literature with each other. Natsuki was first and shared her passion for manga. Then Sayori shared her love for poetry, as well as how she goes about writing it herself. Monica, who has multiple literary interests, decided to focus her day on short stories. And finally, Yuri managed to demonstrate her obsession with fantasy, with a little help and encouragement from Sayori. After the week was spent on their presentations, Monica decided to give their club members this week to freely explore each other's literary interests. Sayori, having spent most of her time in the club so far with Yuri's fantasy books, is rather excited to begin her journey into Natsuki's manga collection. I want to read with you today. Tell me which one I should pick. Oh, well, that depends on the kind of stuff you like. I mean, there's like romance, drama, comedy, mystery. I like all those things. Sayori reaches out and pulls a random book from the shelf and inspects the cover. But you can't just pick a random volume, you know? You might pick up one in the middle of the series. And then you spoil yourself. Shouldn't this girl be wearing more clothes? Hey, it's just part of the experience, okay? You wouldn't like that one. In a panic, Natsuki snatches the book from Sayori's hand and replaces it on the shelf in a less conspicuous location. She pulled out that, what, To Love Ru? That's just a common example, I would assume. Okay, well, if you really have no preference, then let's just start with something that's easy to get into. A lot of these don't start really good until a few volumes in, and I wouldn't ask someone to make that kind of commitment unless they're already really into manga. I can handle it. I did it with Yuri's book, at least. Well, I'm more considerate than that. Although I'm kind of impressed by your attention span if you put that much effort into her books. No, I have the attention span of a donut. But I love my friends and I could do anything for them, if it's for them. Dude, Sayori is like, for me, I would say, like, I thought it was Yuri, but I gotta say, Sayori is just too wholesome, man. Too wholesome for me. She's really climbing up the ranks, you know what I mean? If I'm not mistaken by the files and stuff like that, so these side stories are all a separate like dimension universe sort of type deal, but not. It's really part of another virtual machine, I think. I could be wrong. It was really hard to piece that all together, but it's definitely something different. Okay, so this is actually, I think, VM2, Virtual Machine 2. It mentions how there's like 5 different universes in total, with 3 or 4 of them created then destroyed by Monica, of course. So I guess Monica doesn't have permission in this one. I can't imagine how tedious it must have been to delicately hide Monica's elevated permissions from her without disrupting our connection to VM. I'm assuming she wouldn't be as nice, maybe, if she was self-aware up in these stories. But I don't know, you know. Well, okay then. Let's make you something that even donuts can read. I didn't say I was a donut, I just said I had the attention span of one. You donuts! Like Chef Ramsay. Aw, were you trying to call me sweet? You're so cute. No, how did you get to that conclusion? And don't call me that. A donut? Cute. Aw, how come? I just don't like it. I don't need a reason. Natsuki yanks a book from the shelf and closes the closet doors. If someone asks you to stop, you just need to stop. People need to realize that. I'm sorry, I didn't really mean to hurt you. Nah, sorry, it wasn't you. Natsuki shakes her head while pulling a second chair over to her desk. I was talking about something else. I didn't mean to get all angry all of a sudden. Natsuki averts her gaze and mumbles. You're like a nice person, so I wasn't talking about you. I still learned a valuable lesson. Sayori speaks softly as well, feeling shy after receiving the unexpected compliment. Well, anyway, here's the book, so just start it whenever you feel like it. What's it about? Well, it's like a comedy, and there's romance too, obviously. Sayori looks at the title. It's called Love is Another Word for Luck. That's actually not a bad title. Pretty good. It's about a girl who keeps accidentally running into the same guys, and then you find out, like, well, you should just read it. But you have to tell me what you think. I can already guess who you're gonna ship yourself with. It would be so funny if I'm right. Ship? I don't get it. Nah, we ain't talking about that. Guys, we ain't talking about ships around here. That crap gets too toxic. We can't have fun. No, I've learned my lessons. The only ship we could be talking about is the Titanic, because it sinks. Ah, never mind. Let's not worry about that yet. Just make sure you tell me what you think. Oh, okay. I'll start then. Hey, maybe tomorrow we could do poetry too? Oh, yeah, I guess. But I don't want you to finish the... But don't you want to finish the first? Yeah, we could do both. I mean, unless you don't like poetry, then I won't make you or anything. No, it's just, well, never mind. Can we worry about it tomorrow? You better read the mangas. I mean, manga's like easy to read though. It's like so much easier than a book. After the club meeting ends and Natsuki and Yuri leave, Monika strikes up a conversation with Sayori. I see you got Natsuki to share some of her manga with you. I really want to become better friends with her. She's so enthusiastic and expressive. I could just listen to her talk. She's so cute. I'm not sure if she meant I can't say that to her or I just can't say it at all. Say what? Nothing. I am a woman of respect. She's a woman of respect. But Natsuki is a woman of cute. Oh, I said it. What's so bad about that? I don't know. But, you know, there's like one thing I'm kind of worried about. Sometimes I'm afraid that Natsuki actually doesn't like me very much. Oh, that's ridiculous. How come you feel that way? Well, I mean, just little signs like she only says hi to me after I say hi to her first. And it feels like she only gets excited to talk to me when it's about manga and other stuff she likes. She just seems dismissive a lot. She was like that when I brought up poetry. Yeah, but that doesn't mean she doesn't like you. She's probably just shy, you know? Maybe. I feel like I relate to Natsuki though. Honestly, my stupid head is just making me worry for no reason. It likes to do that. It's okay, try not to worry so much. Everything will be great. But you can always talk to me about any concerns that you have. I'm here to help. You're the best. Sayori gives Monika a quick hug. Well, I'm gonna keep trying because I love her and I want to get closer to her. You got this. This is what we need. After staring at that background, man, I needed this. After the club meeting starts, Sayori's the last one in as usual. Trotting into the room, she sees Natsuki sitting alone by the closet, reading what must be manga. Without hesitation, Sayori pulls up a chair and plops herself down next to Natsuki. Hello there. Hi. What you reading? Can I read it with you? Natsuki pulls the book away from Sayori. You can't just start in the middle, there's spoilers. Besides, what about the one I gave you yesterday? Sorry, I was just curious. Well, anyway, I've been waiting forever for this volume to come out, and it just came out yesterday, so... it's funny because like, Sayori's just pretending like... She's trying really hard to care, but you can tell she's not actually interested. And I know that feeling. It sucks, like when people are trying to get interested, but they're not really. And you can just tell the entire time, but yet you still go with it. Like, I don't know, I find that annoying, personally. Oh, that's exciting. Well, I'll let you read it then. There's a lot of Can I sit next to you though? Sure. Sayori plops herself down next to Natsuki, then pulls out a blank sheet of paper. Natsuki reads in silence, save for the periodic flutter of a page being released from beneath her thumb. From Sayori's side, only the light tapping noises of her pen meeting the paper can be heard. Is she taking notes too? Time passes. You don't really need to take notes with manga. Sayori's paper is filled with scribbles and margins are lined with stick figures. Natsuki lets out a deep sigh and closes her book. Did you finish? No, but it's a good stopping point. My head is swimming. I need a break. Natsuki stretches her arms. Aren't you bored? No, I was writing. Oh, I saw the stick figures and thought you were just bored. I just draw those when I'm thinking or waiting for inspiration. I made friends with them all. This one is sad because she thinks the night sky is pretty, but she can't look up at the stars in public without everyone thinking she's a weirdo. And this one has problems with his back, but the doctors can't figure out what's wrong with him. What the heck? You're a weirdo. Want to read the poem I'm working on? Sure, I guess. Sayori slides the paper over to Natsuki. As Natsuki reads through the poem, she furrows her eyebrows. She slides the paper back over to Sayori. Don't you just feel weird just sharing all the thoughts and feelings like that? I mean, your poems are like really emotional. Is that bad? Well, no, it was just an observation. I think people can get closer to each other if they find out ways of expressing their feelings. Well, Natsuki begins to protest, but she can't find a good way of putting her thoughts into words. Doesn't that depend more on the kinds of friends you have? I don't know. To each their own, but I've never met anyone I'd feel comfortable sharing my poems with. Not that it's you, it's just how I am, so... You write poems? You never told me that. I just thought you wrote other stuff. We learned this about the other story, didn't we? Yeah, that too, but you should... I mean, would you ever want to share? Like I said, I don't do that, but... Can we talk about something else? I'm sorry. It's not your fault, it just makes me uncomfortable. I can't help it. Still, I'm sorry. It's fine. Well, let's move on to something that makes us both happy. I should continue the book you gave me since I didn't get very far yet. Sure. Over the next few days, Sayuri begins each club meeting by approaching Natsuki with unwavering enthusiasm. It's Natsuki! Natsuki! Thursday. Natsuki! That was supposed to be a SpongeBob thing, I don't know. Hi, Natsuki! At the end of one club meeting, Monica, who has become rather invested in Sayuri's friendship mission, starts an innocuous conversation with Natsuki while she packs up. It's cool that you've been finding time to spend with Sayuri. She was pretty excited for the chance to read manga with you. Yeah, I'm sure you've been enjoying the chance to share it too, right? Yeah, mostly. Natsuki glances over her shoulder but doesn't reply further. What's on your mind? Nothing. I don't talk to people behind their backs. Oh. Natsuki falls silent, but she just fidgets instead of getting back to what she was doing, as though she wants to say more. It's okay to share your feelings. That's different from talking about someone behind their back. I guess. I just hate when people talk about me behind my back, so I'm better than to do it to others. Monica shares a bright smile. You're really considerate. Thanks, I guess, but it doesn't feel like it. You can trust me. Natsuki stands in silence for a moment, still fidgeting. I just feel smothered sometimes. I'm not used to someone being like all over me right after we meet. I mean, it's fun to hang out with her, but I just have no control over the place. I can't just meet someone and instantly become best friends with them and like share everything about myself. That's not how it works. I just want to chill out sometimes. Oh, I didn't realize that what was happening. It's fine. Why would you have? I know, I just feel bad about it. I know Sayuri, so I should have realized. Monica navigates through her tinge of guilt, which has surfaced mainly due to her being the one who previously encouraged Sayuri's behavior. Despite not knowing the situation, Monica can't help but feel a little responsible. Do you want me to talk to her about it? No, I wouldn't like that. Well, I don't know, I could like divert her into another club activity for you or something. No way, that would be so underhanded and mean. Sorry, I didn't think that one through. Besides, just because I complained about it doesn't mean I'm asking for someone to solve my problems for me. True, I'm sorry. I guess I just instinctively want to try to solve problems even if I haven't been invited to. It's fine. I feel like there's a lot of overthinking going on here. Is it just me? I get it, their feelings are important, but God. I would talk to Sayuri about it, but it would make things feel really weird between us. I feel like it would just make her constantly be afraid that she's bothering me. I don't know how to just keep things natural. Well, I think if you do a good job expressing all your feelings, she would totally understand. Sayuri really wants to be the best she can for other people. I think she would actually be happy that you want to improve your friendship with her. Maybe. It just feels so dumb. Talking to someone about how to be friends with them. It's just weird and not cool. Monica shrugs. It's the literature club. Then she mumbles through a stifled laugh. It's not the cool club. Hey! Sorry, that just tickled me for some reason. Look, I know you're kind of in a tough spot, and that's hard for you to really express yourself, but you really demonstrated to me that you're great at self-reflection and critical thinking, even if it doesn't really feel like it to you. I think the most important part of being able to navigate through these things, so I believe that you should find I read that so wrong, my God. I think that's the most important part of being able to navigate through these things. Okay, got it. So I believe that you'll find the right thing to do. Well, Natsuki instinctively starts to reject the compliment, but she can't find any excuse to do so. Thanks, I guess. She gathers her things and then finishes her thought in a mumble. And I'm so glad I joined the club, even if it's weird sometimes. Monica smiles, but Natsuki turns her back and walks away before waiting for a reply. It was an unusual way for Natsuki to express her appreciation, but Monica knew what she meant. It made Monica feel like everything was really going to be okay. Until it wasn't. Why the freak am I so invested in this? It's lunchtime. Sayuri, who usually buys her lunch, is making her way to the cafeteria like any other day. The clamor and bustle of the students is drowned by Sayuri's impeccable skill of zoning out. However, her imagination is momentarily interrupted by the glimpse of a familiar pink-haired girl. Hey, that's Natsuki! I never run into the other club members around the school. Natsuki! Sayuri stands on her tiptoes and waves. Natsuki, who is busy walking and chatting with her friends, doesn't notice Sayuri at first. Then she glances over in Sayuri's direction. She waves enthusiastically. Following her friends, Natsuki quickly ducks around the corner. Hey, she definitely saw me. Aw, come on, don't do Sayuri like that, Natsuki, come on. Monica is the first to arrive to the club meeting, then Natsuki. Sayuri, having glanced through the window to see Natsuki already inside, is unable to work up enough courage to enter. Natsuki's been so distant with me. I was stupid to think she'd ever want to be friends. She's only got excited because she got to share her manga, but aside from that, she doesn't even like me. I should just go home already. Sorry, but do you plan on going inside? No? Why? Oh, I'm sulking. Oh. Is Yuri so awkward too? Well, I'm sorry for bothering you. Excuse me. No, don't leave me. Oh, I'll stay here then. I don't want to go in. I'm afraid of bothering Natsuki. I saw her at lunch today, so I waved and called out to her, but instead of saying hi, she just ran away from me. Really? Not bad. Hey, I'm sorry, that was a joke. It just sounded like something stupid that I would do from anxiety. From anxiety? Well, I just don't like attention being drawn to myself. Oh, well that makes sense based on the person you are, but Natsuki isn't shy like that at all. I thought we were friends, but it feels like every day she's just trying to distance herself more instead of get closer. It makes me feel like she was only spending time with me during the club because I was reading manga, but she doesn't actually want to be friends with me. Well, I feel like I'm missing a lot of context here. Was she in the middle of anything when you approached her? No, she was just walking with her friends. With her friends. She pauses for a moment. How do I put this? Sayuri, you're very fond of your friends, right? You always want to be spending time with them? Of course, I don't think there's anything more important to me. I mean, the best parts of my day are with my friends. Besides that, I really hate being alone, so... You hate being alone? Sayuri nods. We're very different people. I cherish my time alone. I wouldn't trade it for anything. So I think, well, if I was trying to have alone time and I was being threatened with an interruption, then it just would not make me very happy. Yeah, but that doesn't have to do with Natsuki. She was already with her friends, so she's not trying to be alone or anything. No, I think it's similar. It's, well, we're all friends in the club, but we have our own lives outside of the club as well. If you think about it, making new friends isn't some casual occurrence that happens on a daily basis. A friendship is an invitation to intertwine your lives together, but the capacity at which each person is ready to do that might be different. Oh, I feel that. Preach it, Yuri, I feel it. There are friends who just like to have fun together, and others who talk every day and share every detail of their lives with each other. Yeah, like, I feel like now more than ever, for me to introduce a new person to my life is freaking hard. It is so difficult. It's like I'm so comfortable with the people that I know that like it's too much trouble. Like I feel like I just don't have the time to meet new people. Like I realize that kind of sounds selfish, you know, in a way, like and kind of bad. But like that's just the truth. That's just how I feel, you know? I think when establishing a friendship, it's more important to consider the comfort level of the other person. I mean, we don't really know much about Natsuki's life outside of the club. It could be that she simply needs to make friends at her own pace rather than jump headfirst into a new commitment. But that means I was really bothering her. I just really wanted to be good friends with her, so I treated her like one. Was I actually hurting her? I don't know. I'm sorry. My insight was really only based on what I understand about my own needs. And Natsuki and I are completely different, so why was I so selfish? Sayuri, you weren't. You're not. Sayuri, I just want to hug Sayuri. Even if all that is true, then it still means I hurt her. I think I messed up. Yuri, with you, I think I was really careful to understand your needs when I was becoming friends with you, but I wasn't careful at all with Natsuki because she already seemed like really social. I just took control of everything instead of looking for the right balance. Now I hurt her and she doesn't want to talk to me. I would have thought the opposite about Natsuki. I didn't think she seemed very social. She seems to hate everyone's guts, but it's all a front because she's tsundere. How could I let myself do this? Sayuri, I think that, well, this was one time you told me something about the way I saw things in my head being different from reality. It's easy to automatically jump to the worst case scenario, but I think it's more likely that Natsuki doesn't harbor any ill feelings towards you. Again, Yuri just straight up speaking pure facts and knowledge. So I think if we were to realistically consider the situation and how it would cause someone to feel, I'm bad at this, I'm sorry. You're a lot better than me at things like comforting and reassuring people. Suddenly Sayuri gives Yuri a gentle hug. You're the best, Yuri. I'm sorry for burdening you with this. You're trying so hard for me. You're such a sweetheart. It's not a burden. I enjoy listening to others, and my friends deserve happiness. Sayuri beams. Well, I think I'm gonna give Natsuki some space. She should do what she wants, and if she still does want to be friends, then I'll learn her needs and I'll match her boundaries. Yeah, I'm sure that's what's best. You know what I love? I love freaking self-awareness. I love it so much. It is impossible to be friends with someone that is not self-aware. And you can't just tell them that because they won't understand. It's like you're speaking another language. That being said, if you're one of those people, you know, that may not be self-aware, I'm sure there's things you can do to practice that. It's not exactly something that is taught. It's something you just kind of naturally learn, but not everyone does it. And for many reasons, especially, you know, if you were sheltered as a child, you know, I feel like that would be pretty difficult. But to be fair, we all like say dumb things and do things, and you know, no one's perfect. Just want to throw that out there. I wish I didn't feel so awful and guilty. It makes me feel desperate, like I need to make it up to her by trying to make her happy. But that's not what she needs. I just have to tell myself that. It hurts, but I guess it means I still need to grow. I really want to grow as a person. If it's to be better for my friends, I want that. That's very mature of you, Sayori. I'm mature. Sayori hops up and down on her toes. So does that mean you'll be going home after all this? Sayori shakes her head. I need to be here to show her that I respect her space. I'll just spin the club by myself today. Yuri nods in understanding. You can go in first. Okay. You're blocking the door. Oh! She steps aside. By the way, before Yuri enters the club room, Sayori interjects. You said that you and Natsuki are completely different, but I don't really think that's true. I think you're actually really similar in a lot of ways. Yuri smiles and shakes her head. Yeah, but they hate each other. And Sayori, that's absurd. You're very silly sometimes. Yuri turns and enters the club room. After a moment, Sayori follows. I just love their interactions with each other. I don't know, really a big fan of this. The club room is quiet. When Sayori walks in, Natsuki glances in her direction. Sayori smiles and gives Natsuki a quick wave before sitting down across the room. Yuri's face is absolutely buried in a book. Sayori decides it's best to continue the manga she was reading, so she pulls it out. However, it looks like Natsuki isn't reading today. She has a sheet of paper in front of her and is tapping a pen against her desk, staring at it. Oh, are we writing today? Monika speaks in a quiet voice, unwilling to disturb the peace of the club room. She kneels down at Natsuki's desk. Oh, she's doing the teacher stance. Hey! Natsuki pulls the sheet closer to her and covers it with her arms. Someone draw that. Someone draw that fan art. I want to see. I'm pretty sure it doesn't exist. You know the teacher stance? Okay, you know, that might look a little weird with Monika, but that crap is so freaking funny. And now that I think about it, you don't see too many girls doing this. Yeah, it's only the guys that do it, huh? Why do they do this? Is this something you learn in college when you become a teacher? Natsuki pulls the sheet closer to her and covers it with her arms. Sorry, I didn't mean to peek. Whatever. I just wanted to see how everything was going. It's fine. Natsuki replies dismissively. She glances over at Sayori, who is focused on her manga. Monika follows Natsuki's gaze. I think she's mad at me. How come? I'm busy right now. Ask me later. Monika falls silent. Natsuki looks back down at the paper. She inches her hand away from the top margin, allowing Monika to see. It says to Sayori. Understanding Monika smiles, she places a hand on Natsuki's shoulder and whispers softly, I'm proud of you. What the heck? Natsuki looks away but makes no motion to remove Monika's hand. Monika gives Natsuki's shoulder a quick squeeze before standing up and pulling away. It's just so funny, like the things that Monika's done and then just, I'm proud of you. Like, what? The end of the club meeting passes. Yuri has already departed. So has Monika after checking on Sayori and Natsuki to ensure they wouldn't stay too late. Sayori was determined to finish her manga volume before heading out, since the end was approaching. However, with Natsuki also staying late for an unknown reason, a silent tension hangs in the air. After finishing the volume, Sayori brings it to the closet to put it away. She slides it back into the shelf while Natsuki watches. Then Natsuki gets up and pulls it back out in order to return it to its proper location. Sorry, I didn't know where it's supposed to go. It's fine. The two fall silent, avoiding eye contact. They're literally numbered, by the way. Sayori? Sorry, it's okay, Sayori. You're too wholesome. They both look like they're about to say something, but neither can break the silence. A moment passes. Well, I'll be on my way. See you tomorrow. Sayori turns away to hide her pained expression, then walks away from the closet. If there was any proof Natsuki no longer wanted to be friends, this was it. Defeated, Sayori carries herself out of the club room. Once in the hallway, Sayori takes a deep breath and hits her palms against her cheeks to clear her head a little. I think one reason I love Sayori so much too is she reminds me so much of the character Mayuri from Steins Gate. And I love Mayuri. Yeah, this is the daily PSA to watch Steins Gate, the best anime of all time, in my opinion. At least one of them. Suddenly, Natsuki's stammering voice calls from behind. Natsuki? She's startled. Sayori turns back around to face Natsuki. Natsuki fidgets and anxiously continues with a shaking voice. I have a lot of things to say. Me too, but you go first. Natsuki bites her lip and can't stay still. Well, first of all, she cuts herself short, struggling to continue. Trying to force the words out, she stamps her foot and hops up and down a little. I'm sorry for the thing I did at lunch, and I'm sorry for just being kind of mean lately. It's really hard for me to like, I'm not good with things that make me uncomfortable, especially when it comes to like feelings and stuff. So, face burning, Natsuki climbs up again. Instead of continuing, she simply holds up a sheet of paper for Sayuri to take. The best place in the world. I love my bedroom. It's full of bright colors and soft things. The sunlight shines in and makes everything sparkle. It's the best place in the world. It has all my treasures, all my books, my collections, my memories. All of my dreams were born in this room. It's the best place in the world. It has all my secrets, all my failures, my fears, my feelings. Sometimes it feels so fragile that the door will break at the slightest touch, but it's still the best place in the world. But when someone knocks, I get scared. I brace my arms against the loose hinges. Please don't break. Don't come in. I'm not ready. It's my best place in the world. The knocking won't stop. I block the door with furniture. An eye peeks through the keyhole and I panic. I'm trapped in the best place in the world. I'm not ready to share my favorite place. I need to clean my secrets and make my bed to hide my nightmares. I need to touch them to put them away, to see them again. I have so much to do and I'm scared. I'm not ready. But it's still my favorite place. I still want to share it. However long it takes, if you wait patiently, I'll eventually open the door and I'll show you the best place in the world. Wow. It's a poem. But I thought, well, I sucked it up so I could work things out with you. So just be happy about it. Please. Sayuri smiles deeply from the bottom of her heart. I'm happier than I could express. I feel so awful, but I'm so happy that you would do this for me. I actually realized before the club meeting today that I made a mistake. I got so caught up in the chance to get closer to you that I forgot to think about what you wanted. And that we probably have different ways we'd like to make friends. About like the friendship stuff, it's okay. I understand, so you don't have to force yourself to talk about it. Your poem did a good job, so don't force yourself if you're not ready yet, okay? Natsuki nods. You don't have to feel like you did anything wrong. It's my fault and I'm sorry. I wasn't mad at you today or anything like that. I actually felt really guilty and wanted to give you space. I was thinking it's really silly that I just approached you all the time and that I should just let you approach me when you want to. Just whatever makes you comfortable. I'll respect that from now on. Friendships should always start with those things, with the right balance. Natsuki nods again. One thing about that, well, I don't have to approach you all the time either. I just want it to be balanced, like you said. Sayuri nods. I understand. We'll make sure of that together then. Well, anyway, now that the two of them have found common ground, Natsuki finds it easier to speak more freely again. I'm not gonna be like sharing my poems all the time now or anything like that, but I guess it wouldn't hurt to do it once in a while, only the best ones. So you better like them, because otherwise I might change my mind. I like anything you do, Natsuki. I was just saying, more importantly, I have to tell you about my new boyfriend. Huh? Oh, from the manga. Wait, I need to guess who it is. Oh, you definitely won't be able to guess. The two walk down the hallway together. Oh my god, we have so much to talk about. Darn, I should have told you to save the last two chapters so I could see your reaction to the big reveal. Oh, you wanted to enjoy it with me? That's so cute. Shush. Bro. Too much. Too much, guys. Well, we still have reflection, self-love, and equals, guys. Thank you for patiently waiting. I still freaking love this. Hope you guys liked it. Smash like for more. And I'm sad. I'm already sad. We're getting like too close to the end. Like, we waited so long for more DDLC and it's already almost gone. I'll see you guys in the next one. Catch you later. Bye-bye.